Hello everyone, this is Nikita of 12th Science from KV Rangapahar, and it is my art integrated project of chemistry, and my topic is Bhopal Gas Tragedy, which is also known as the Bhopal disaster, also referred to as Bhopal Gas Tragedy, and it was a gas leak incident in India considered the world's worst industrial disaster. It has occurred on the night of 2 to 3 December of 1984 at the Union Carbide India Limited, that is UCIL pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Over 500,000 people were exposed to MIC, that is methyl isocyanate, and other chemicals. The highly toxic substance made its way into and around the shanty towns located near the plant. Estimates vary on the death toll. The official intermediate death toll was 2,259. The government of Madhya Pradesh confirmed the total death of 3,787 deaths related to the gas release. A government affidavit in 2006 stated that the leak was caused 558,125 injuries, including 38,478 temporary partial injuries and approximately 3,900 severely and permanently disabling injuries. Others estimated that 8,000 died within 2 weeks, and the other 8,000 or more have since died from gas-related diseases. Union Carbide Limited, that is UCIL, was a chemical company established in 1934, eventually expanding to employ 9,000 people working in 14 plants in 5 divisions of UCIL, was 50.9 owned by UCC and 49.1 by Indian investors, including the Government of India and permanent government controlled banks. UCIL produced batteries, carbon products, welding equipment, plastic, industrial chemicals, pesticide and marine products. UCIL, which gained worldwide attention as a result of Bhopal disaster, on December 3, 1984, a release of MIC gas immediately killed over 3,000 people and led to death of more than 15,000 in subsequent weeks and months. The death rate is currently about 2 or 3 people per week. At the time of disaster, UCIL was ranked 21st in size among companies operating in India. It has revenues of rupees 2 billion, that is equivalent to 170 million US dollars. In November 1994, UCC completes the sale of the interest of UCIL to McLeod Russell of Calcutta. UCIL was subsequently renamed Everyday Industries India. Cause of this tragedy: shortly after the gas release, UCC launched an aggressive effort to identify the cause and concluded that a large volume of water has been introduced into the MIC. This caused a chemical reaction that forced the pressure release valves to open that allowed the gas to leak. Cause of this tragedy: MIC is the tank containing methyl isocyanate leaked. MIC is an extremely reactive chemical and it is used in the production of insecticidal carbide. The scientific reason for this accident was the water entered the tank where the 40 cubic meters of MIC was stored. When water and MIC mixed, an exothermic chemical reaction started producing a lot of heat. As a result, the safety valves of the tank burst because of its increasing pressure. It is presumed that between 20 and 30 tons of MIC were released during the hours that the leak took place. The gas leaked from 30-meter high chimney, and this height was not enough to reduce the effects of the discharge. Characteristic of MIC: it is extremely violent and vaporizes very easily. It can boil at temperature of 38 degrees Celsius, so it is very important to keep it in a cool temperature. It is chemically very active and reacts violently with water. It is highly toxic and it is about 100 times lethal than cyanide gas. It is heavier than atmospheric air. It stays near the ground after the release. Reasons for the tragedy: first is inadequate safety. The Bhopal disaster has exposed a safety system in India. In the Bhopal case, the safety aspect was ignored even at the times of granting of license and location of the plant at Bhopal in 1969. Dangers to inhabitants of the areas were perceived very early, and even shifting of the plant was suggested, which was ignored. Second is double standard. UCC maintained double standard regarding safety measure at Bhopal plant. Safety measures such as computerized pressure, temperature sensing system and other effective alternatives were non-existent in the Bhopal plant. In West Virginia, sister plants were provided with a computerized early warning system which has not been available in Indian plants. In the American plant, MIC could be stored for a maximum period of 15 days, while in India it was kept for months. Many safety systems are manual in India, while in West Virginia they were computerized. Third, safety measures and financial hardship. Safety mechanisms and preventive maintenance were the first to be curtailed when the Union Carbide plant suffered financial losses. It has been very ironic that the factors most important were ignored for the sake of profit making. Fourth, state negligence. The government of India and the government of Madhya Pradesh also failed to take the effective preventive steps from granting the license for the manufacture of the highly toxic pesticide. This accident has raised several questions concerning the failure of state to prevent the toxic leak. It has been very difficult to say whether any scientific opinion was taken before the granting of a license to manufacture with the dangerous substance, or whether it has been asked for the compositions of these deadly gases. The government did not possess adequate information regarding the toxic nature of MIC and the medical antidotes in the event of an accident. Short-term effect of this: the trees near the factory, the leaves of it yellowed and fell off the branches. Around 2,000 animals, mostly livestock like goats and buffaloes, were killed by the gas leak. The Indian government prohibited fishing in the area for the fear that the river and lake were polluted. The food supplies in Bhopal became scarce due to suppliers' fears of food safety. Nearby crop growing were also affected by the leak. According to the authorities, 36 wards in the region were considered to be gas affected. These gas was contaminated a population of some 520,000 people. The long-term effects: uh, since the Bhopal gas leak, there have been persistent environmental problems due to improper cleanup. Past attempts to decontaminate the environment in and around Bhopal were incomplete. The cleanup responsibility shifted from Union Carbide Industries to the Madhya Pradesh government in 1998. Since this time, money and accountability for the leak have become a problem. As a result, drinking water contaminated has become a major issue. Water contamination: the underground water supply is polluted with toxic substances such as heavy metals and persistent organic pollutants. The contamination is not only due to the Bhopal gas leak but also the Union Carbide's practices prior to the leak. Soil contamination: along with water testing, Greenpeace research laboratories also perform soil tests to check for contamination. They tested several sites near the Union Carbide plant. Greenpeace found that the water levels to the soils similar to uncontaminated soil. Conclusion: the plant has two main safety. One was scrubber, which neutralizes the gas with caustic soda, and flare tower, where the gas can be burnt off. Both the safety devices failed to operate on that particular day. The refrigeration unit storage tank containing MIC gas were out of the order for the several months. The water jet has failed to reach at the top of 120 feet stack from which MIC gas was gushing out. The poisonous gas was stored in the tanks for more than 2 months, violating the safety rules. The factory turned on the public scenario about an hour after the gas started releasing into the atmosphere. The plant was located in densely populated area of Old Bhopal. Thank you, and that's all.